Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of We Dream of Cake. I'm your host, Aaron Glapion, and today I'm going to show you how to make Classic American Buttercream. Classic American Buttercream, also known as Decorator's frosting, is easy to make. It takes 4 cups of confectioner's sugar, 1 stick of unsalted butter, a half cup of vegetable shortening, a 1/4 teaspoon of popcorn salt, 2 tablespoons of extract, and a half cup of flavored creamer. I prefer to use flavored creamer like the coffee creamers because it comes in a wide variety of flavors and you can mix and match with your extract and get the flavor you're trying to achieve. We'll also be using the beater attachment, the paddle attachment, on the mixer today. So for this recipe, everything goes right into the bowl. So let's just start off with our confectioner's sugar. We should have it sifted. It's always best to sift it. It removes any lumps and bumps in the sugar, just as you would with your cake flour if you're making the cake. After the sugar is added to the bowl of the mixer, let's go ahead and add the shortening. This is a half cup of vegetable shortening. If you have it available or can find it, you should really try and use the high ratio shortening. High ratio shortening has a higher content of fat, and it just helps the buttercream to crust better when decorating. The crusting comes into play because it holds its shape for your decorating. Just toss in the popcorn salt. I like to use popcorn salt because it's a lot finer than regular salt, and it distributes and mixes in pretty well. It melts really quickly. So there goes the 1 stick of unsalted butter, which is equivalent to a half cup. I like to use unsalted butter and add my own salt because I find the 1/4 teaspoon is the best amount of salt for this mixture. I also added my extract. In this video, I'm using vanilla extract, though you can use whatever flavor you want. And as I mentioned earlier, for the creamer, it's a half cup. Threw it right in, and you can mix and match your creamer flavors along with your extracts to achieve the flavor that you're really looking for. So I'm going to cover the mixer while it's beating together with a towel. I like to use a towel because, well, that powdered sugar will go all over the place, and because everything gets thrown in at the same time with this recipe, it takes a while before the sugar is coated with the liquid and everything gets incorporated and it's wet. So just cover it up, tuck it best you can, and turn the mixer on low. I like to go maybe 30-second intervals before I raise the speed to the mixer. Take a little peek in behind the towel, and then once everything is all mixed and there's no splattering of sugar, I remove it, the towel that is. Once again, increasing that speed on the mixer, about 30-second intervals. You don't want to leave it going too long because it'll incorporate a lot of air into your frosting, and later on when you're ready to use it, it could cause problems when trying to get a smooth finish on your cake, or even in the piping bag trying to pipe it out. As always, when mixing these confections, go ahead and scrape your bowl. It'll really help with incorporating all of the ingredients and not having any gritty residue later on. So I'm going to give it another quick whip in the mixer there. Turn it off, and let's see. So this buttercream, Classic American Buttercream, Decorator's frosting, Crusting Buttercream, whatever you want to call it, It's pretty thick. It's pretty firm. You see, it is a buttercream, so it is nice, delicious, and soft, but it's firm enough to use for piping on all of your borders or making flowers, whatever you want to do with it. To use this same batch of frosting as your crumb coat, you might want to add a little bit more liquid, preferably the same creamer flavor that you used originally. Just a few drops in to thin it out just a little bit for your crumb coat. Of course, it will crust over because it is still a crusting buttercream.